We have now still one speaker. I give the floor to the representative of Syrian Arab Republic.
شكرا سيد الرئيس. تأسف الجمهور.
Thank you, Madam President. The Syrian Arab Republic deplores this trend in the Secretary General's reports, giving primacy to political considerations over human rights considerations. And here we're dealing with an approach that is not objective when it comes to the crisis in the Syrian Arab Republic. The developments that were put forward by the representative of the Secretary General in the report are such that we are dealing with erroneous information, especially with respect to the false legal approach, because the counterterrorism efforts conducted by the Syrian army and its allies, and here this is a legitimate right under international law, are considered on an equal footing with aggression and the Turkish occupation of Syrian territory. And this is a clear violation, an explicit violation of international law, especially when it comes to the allegations of recruitment, detention, and sexual violations. No, the Secretary General's representative, and once again, has sought to insert the Syrian government by discussing these violations. And we wish to recall that on several occasions we had asked her to point out to us those cases that she was citing with names and details so that we could verify them and conduct our own investigations to see if they were true. However, the Secretary General's representative flouted our request and persisted in her approach. We wish to recall the Special Representative of the Secretary General that all Syrian law is based on the principle of ensuring that we provide special protection for our children. And this is in line with our Constitution. And this is something that we have made clear on many occasions in response to her reports. Law 11 of 2012 was a chance for us to enact measures to enable us to have access to children that were recruited by armed terrorist groups with a view to saving them and to ensure that they were not exploited by these groups and to ensure that they were rehabilitated and reintegrated in our society. Now, with respect to the investigations into these cases of children, what we are dealing with here is Law 18 of 1994 on children's justice, and this is based on measures enshrined under special courts that consider children are victim regardless of the act that brought the child in conflict with justice. Now, our law is in the best interest of the child. It's physical and psychological interests, but also it's geared towards ensuring that they're reintegrated in society. Furthermore, cases of physical or sexual violence are punished, especially in line, and particularly in line with our criminal law. Furthermore, with respect to the Syrian Arab Army, I wish to recall that we respect international law when it comes to our military operations, and this is in an effort to conduct counterterrorism activities, and more specifically the principle of distinction and proportionality, distinction between civilian and military targets, as well as the non-use of prohibited weapons. Madam President, following allegations made by the representative of the Turkish regime, the delegation of my country would like to stress once again that the government in Turkey is an ally of armed terrorist groups that are now located in Idlib. The Turkish regime is one of the guarantors of the Astana process. However, Syria is not of the view that the Turkish regime is implementing this agreement in a sincere manner, which would have terrorist groups withdraw from this region. And I have to say that the number of terrorists has increased, especially foreign terrorist fighters in Idlib. The Turkish regime has financed terrorists such as the Al-Nusra Front and Hayat Sham, and the Turkish regime is conducting direct military aggression against Syria, my country. Within our territory, there are 10,650 soldiers and officers are there, and the Turkish regime has 166 tanks and over 200 artillery and over 273 mortar launchers and 41 anti-missile installations. Furthermore, the government appointed a Turkish governor in Esherin, and one of the ministers of the government also appointed Arsas Esharaplus, and the person in charge of the Turkish language has been imposing this in schools, and telecommunications equipment also was set up and we have Turkish agricultural products being sold, especially olive oil in Endara and other regions, Afrin, and in the environs of Afrin. Tourism-related products are sold abroad. Madam President, in the light of everything that I have said, it is our legitimate right to take measures to defend our sovereignty against the consequences of this foreign occupation of our territory.